evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Since last we met, I played a druid in the arena, and I lost. I only made it up to 3 wins, but I got 60 gold, which is incredibly lucky for 3 wins, and that gave me just enough money to purchase one more arena ticket. So you can see right there, I'm at 0 wins. So I went 25 or 26 arena runs without having to pay money, but this time if I don't make it to 7, I'm definitely going to have to pay some cash to keep on playing. Now, these are like 3 of my favorite classes, which is great. I've been pretty consistent with the mage, but the Paladin is one I've wanted to play for a while. I got 6 wins my first and only time as Paladin, but I had a lot of fun, so I'd like to see if this can be one of my classes that I'm consistent with, especially since Druid, I got to 9 wins in my first 2 arenas, both of which were Druid. The 3 arenas I've tried Druid since then have sucked. I haven't even made it past 4, so it'd be nice to establish another class as one that I can consistently reach 6 wins with. I love his silvery highlights here. This Paladin is bitch styling. Alright, let's go ahead and check it out. So, starting things off with an interesting pack here. The Sunwalker's always great, but this guy's pretty cool. I mean, 3 for 3, the 3 for 3 is fine. And the Battlecry can be really, really strong too. Let's go ahead and give him a shot. Ah, boy. Well, I'm not a big fan of this. This is an interesting card. It's like it's pretty easy for it to replace itself. For it to do more than one card is a little bit tricky. And this guy's just a quality 1-drop. Let's go ahead and go for the quality 1-drop here. Okay, now I'm actually not that big a fan of this guy. He's just a little bit too expensive. I also don't like this a lot though. This Frost Elemental I've really enjoyed though, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, well, let's take the Ogre Magi. Those are great, especially with Consecration if I can pick it up. Ascension Shield Master, fantastic creature. Oh, it's tricky between the Direwolf Alpha or the Blessing of Kings. These are both really good cards. Man, that's tricky. I am going to take a crazy pick here. I'm going to take the Direwolf Alpha. I know the Blessing of Kings is amazing, but I think the Direwolf Alpha is just so strong because it's like a combat trick that stays on the board and continues screwing up your opponent's mat. I think it might even be better than Blessing of Kings, especially because I don't have any 2-drops yet. Alright, well, we have another chance to pick up a Blessing of Wisdom or a 5-drop. Let's go ahead and grab this Tiger. These are pretty good. Okay, Noble Sacrifice for Swamp Ooze. Well, this is, in my opinion, the only really playable Paladin secret, but the Swamp Ooze is fantastic. Alright, Spell Power is totally fine, and these are garbage cards. Alright, well, I would never play any of these, but the Cobra is great. Deals with anything on the ground. Okay. Well, we have sort of a weak removal card, which is very expensive, a Taunter, which is quite expensive. I don't like this very much. It has the same health as Ascension Shield Master, but for 2 more mana. Its damage isn't usually that relevant. Let's go ahead and go for this combat trick here. I wouldn't play this in any other deck, or for any other class, but it's good as a Paladin card because you can stick it on one of your minions, and then it's kind of like a free boost to 3 damage, so you can sort of use it as like bad removal. I kind of like it. Okay. So Dark Iron Dwarf is a quality card. I don't get to play with it nearly as often as I would like, but these guys are great as well because they flood the board with stuff. Let's go ahead and give it to the Dark Iron Dwarf, though. Just because I'm in a Paladin deck, I'm going to have little minions flying around anyway, so it looks like that kind of tips the scales in favor of the Dwarf there. Alright, well here we'll take the Blessing of Kings. These are both great cards, but Blessing of Kings is really solid. True Silver Champion I feel like you always have to take. It's just so good. Light's Justice, now that's not a great card. However, this guy is annoying as ball sack pony nuts, or however you want to call it. It just putting Divine Shield on something and having it attack is just amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, well this guy is a really good endgame card. It's a shame that I can't pick up this right now though, because Stormwind Champion and the Razorfen Hunter work really well together. Now I could just take the Champion and call it a day, because I know I'm going to have my Paladin minions, who all become 2/2s when he plays. Hopefully they'll be able to pick another Razorfen Hunter later. We've already passed on this guy twice, and that's kind of sad, but I do think the Stormwind Champion is worth it. Alright, True Silver Champion. Oh my god, did these two have to be in the same pack? I think I'd take the Consecration here. I think it's nice to have both in your deck, right? Because True Silver Champion is really great, but sometimes you just need to like kill everything, and the Summon Consecration is great, so let's make sure we have one of each. Alright, this is pretty good removal, although I'm starting to get up a little bit heavy on the 4-drops here. Alright, no more 4-drops. And of course I get Garbage 7 and a 4-drop. Okay, now seriously, no more 4-drops. Alright, we have a Legendary. Oh man, none of these are good. We'll take this guy. Sometimes that can randomly be really great. Okay. Okay, Frostwolf Warlord's really great in a Paladin deck because you're putting things on the board. I kind of wish I had taken those Razorfen Hunters. Oh, I wish I took the Razorfen Hunter before so I could take the Stormwind Champion now. That's a bummer. Well, we'll take the Kobold Geomancer here. Could really use some 3-drops. Yeah, I can't take this. They've got too much stuff at 4. Let's take the Loot Hoarder. Okay, Virgin Morgan, very, very good 3-drop. Frostwolf Warlord is strong, but I really need stuff to play at 3 mana here. Acolyte of Pain, these are all fine cards. Acolyte of Pain costs 3 mana, perfect. True Silver Champion, always take True Silver Champion. Hammer of Wrath, ugh. Well, I need this actually because I do have a Frostwolf Warlord and a Stormwind Champion, so a little bit of swarming the board is fine. This is just an awkward mana cost here. I can't go too crazy with those. Now, Silence I don't have any of in my deck, but I feel like this is worth it. Okay, Torn Warrior, really average card. This might be the deck for it though, because I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that cost 5 mana or more. I don't know if I want another Tiger, and this does fit in my curve rather nicely. Alright, this, yeah, oh boy. And this is sort of weird card draw here, that's for sure. Let's take the Tiger. Let's get a few more higher costing creatures here. And garbage, great card. Let's do it. So this deck turned out okay. I wish I had taken a Razorfen Hunter instead of the first Stormwind Champion I saw, because I got another Stormwind Champion later. Overall, my curve could use a little bit of work. It's got way too many 4-drops. There was one moment when I took a Dark Iron Dwarf over some good 3-mana creature. I forget what it was, but I kind of regret that as well. So my curve could cause me problems with all these 4-drops, but if I can make my early plays, then I should be alright later in the game. Alright, we're up against a Warrior. I'm going to keep the True Silver Champion just because it's great. And I'm going to keep everything because it's on curve. 2, 3, 4. It's great. Let's go ahead and just do this. Now this guy might not be the greatest early in the game because it's not likely to reduce the attack by that much. But even if you're reducing like a creature from 2 damage to 1 damage, it's still really good. And if you can get like a 2-drop that has 3 power down, that's also still really good. Okay, let's see what he's doing here. Heroic Strike. Oh my god. Well, we're up against a Saturday Night Casual player here. Coin Heroic Strike to the face. That's not really what you want to be doing with your time. Let's see. I don't need spell power at the moment, so let's actually flood the board with this guy. This actually is more total power. This is 3 rather than 2, and then the 2 toughness is kind of spread out a little bit. If I lose this game, I'm going to be very sad after getting Heroic Strike to the face on turn 1. Alright, this is a pretty good drop. Even though it's only 2 mana, it's rather good and makes me very happy that I played these guys instead of my spell power dude. So my next turn I can attack with these things and then play the Ogre Magi and really start to beat face. Or if he drops a creature, I can True Silver Champion, kill it, and look forward to killing another creature. The reason this is so good is there's very little that it doesn't kill in the early game. Alright, wow, I just have a bevy of options here. So one option is to give this Divine Shield so I can kill it. This will add another body to the table. Another option is to just True Silver Champion, kill this thing, and have it ready to kill whatever he plays next. I think, let's see, another option is just to play the Ogre Magi and just trade. Another option is to play this, reduce its damage to 1, and kill it with the wolf. Gosh, there's like a billion ways to handle that situation. Let me think very carefully here. I think, because I'm up against a warrior... See, what if I put? What's the danger of putting more things on the table like this and this? I mean, Whirlwind, spell power, Whirlwind. It could kill everything I have. I guess this is leaving me a little bit less open to mass removal. Let's do this. Keep on smacking. All right. So most things that he plays for 4 mana, I can kill, and I can also drop a big dude down.
Mind if I roll knee?
That's not super scary. Oh my gosh, he had an ooze. Good show, sir. Good show. The Consecration would be a little bit silly to play here, I think. Let's just do this.
Not on my
that.
watch.
So we can trade there. And I don't see any point in Actually, I do. I want to trade this, I think. Well, let's see. If I throw this guy down, make it a 1/1, I can kill it with my wolf. Problem is, then if he plays a big drop, I don't have any like tricks or removal or anything like that. So what we'll do is I'll trade here. And then we'll just make a recruit. So, next turn, I'll have 6 mana. I can actually play this and Consecration and deal 3 damage to everything. My wolf ended up being placed wrong. I should have put this guy on the other side of my wolf. Ah, I always put my wolf in the wrong place. Alright, there's the Whirlwind, as expected. And he's got a Charger. Alright, so he's going to kill the wolf. Fair play. Don't really have any good way of killing this. So let's just,
This is my responsibility.
reset the board. Now I get to play things down first, so I'll drop that guy and that guy. So hopefully he's got a Taunter in his deck somewhere, and then this guy will be fantastic. Most people will play at least one card with Taunt, and draw it sometime. Mortal Strike, oh my gosh, that's pretty good. And he's armoring up. Fair deal. Alright, that guy's pretty cool. Nothing I really need to protect at the moment, though. So, let's swing. Do this. I'll hold this as a surprise, in case I need to surprise Consecration. Just put a 1 on the board. This is what I love about playing Paladin. I mean, these 1/1s are like, you know, a 1/1 for 2 mana. It's not terrible. You can just keep dumping them out. Alright, so he gets his own 3/5 here, and some more armor. Well, here's my chance to use this thingy-ma-digger. I could use this guy as well, but that's not quite as good. Doink and doink. Another 1/1. Again, I want this to be a surprise with Consecration. So that if he does put out 3 toughness creatures, I can drop it and Consecrate, and then deal 3 damage to everybody. Alright, he's got more Tauntage. And he's buffing it on his turn before it can attack. So you know it's a quality time. Alright, that's pretty cool. So let's see if I can win this turn. If I swing into this... Actually, no, if I drop the Kobold Geomancer and Consecrate, it'll kill the Grizzly, deal 3 damage to him. It'll be down to 13. I need to deal 13 damage, so this is 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I can't quite do it. This would have needed to already be on the board. Actually, I still don't have enough to do both of these at the same time. Bummer. Well, let's think here. I think what makes the most sense is to throw my Paladins into that. Although then I'll regret it if I draw my Warlord or Stormwind Champion. Let's think. I could... Actually, this is a good time to do this guy. Yep, this is the time. Now I can actually do this. And I can play this. And let's see, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's not quite dead. I'm gonna actually kill this creature.
I'm invincible.
I'm invincible. What is that guy's name? Boris? Alright, so his main out is Brawl. But even that is not really going to save him because I still get to keep a creature. And I get to also put more creatures down. Alright, he's got that thing. And that thing. And that was his mana for the turn. Pretty certain I can kill him. So this and this... Let's see, I can pop the Divine Shield first. This and this will get him down to 6 and kill that thing. This thing will be down to 2. I kill it with the thing. I've got the damage. I have too many minions. Okay, so let's pop the Divine Shield first. Then play this. Then the Consecration. Then sees he's lost, then he concedes. Good game.
Well played.
Well, my opponent definitely gave me a handicap in the form of Coin Heroic Strike on turn 1 to the face. And his deck was actually pretty decent, but not quite good enough to overcome the handicap which he imposed on himself. You know, I wonder, and tell me in the comments what you think about this, I wonder if it will actually become easier to win in the arena once the game is released, because more people will be playing who aren't very good. I mean, right now we're only playing with this relatively small pool of beta players.
You asked for
This
it.
is Liam? Alright. You know, I'm actually going to keep this. This all looks totally fine. It's not the greatest 3-drop ever, but the reason I like this hand is that I can play this on turn 2 and on turn 3. I don't actually have to play this. I can play the Blessing of Might and then use a little Chumpsicle to kill something that he plays. Now, as I've said before, I'm okay with playing this guy, even though you can use the hero ability just to kill him, because that's time that he's spending to do that. So, you know, it's turn 1, he does nothing, let's say. Then I play this on turn 2. He spends his entire turn killing my creature, that's time he's spending. Alright, well, this is actually fine, because I can actually play this myself. Yeah, I'm just going to play this, though. Because either one of these two things can trade against that thing pretty happily. So, I'm fine with it if he chooses to attack me. Alright, so he's spending his entire turn doing that. And he's actually going to reveal his guy. I don't know if that's a good play. I don't think it is, because I don't think you really want to trade this 1-1 for a 2-1. Might have made more sense to wait for me to play something like, you know, this wolf will eventually could have gotten traded in. Alright, this is... I mean, I really just wish this were an Amani Berserker. Amani Berserker is the same card, but it's 2 mana and doesn't have Taunt. Taunt is just totally pointless right now. But, hey, you know, even an Amani Berserker that costs an extra mana is still pretty good. Alright, now my opponent does have a coin still, so he could use that to power out a Senjin Shield Master, for example.
What
There was
to
definitely
do?
a risk in not playing this
What to
Cobra
do?
instead, because if I played the Cobra, he'd be much more afraid of playing anything. This is the more aggressive play. I can, you know, berserk it if he doesn't take care, put it on what creatures he puts out. Alright, he's going to Hero Blast me because he doesn't want to berserk my creature. That's good, that means he didn't have anything to do that turn, and I'm totally fine with that. Putting out more taunts doesn't quite seem right, so what we're going to do... Well, I can actually... This is a little bit aggressive to give it attack, and no, let's not do that. Let's actually play the Cobra so that we have something in place. And let's put this guy in the middle. The reason I put him in the middle is to play around Cone of Cold. He can't target that creature because it's stealth, so he can't hit all 3 of my guys with Cone of Cold. If by contrast one of my other creatures were in the middle, it'd be a totally different story. He could target it, this guy would die, and everything would get frozen. So that's why it's important to consider different creatures' removal spells, or different classes' removal spells when you play. Now, I can make a greedy play and a non-greedy play. The greedy play is to play this guy, make this down to a 1/5, and then my Cobra can kill it and survive. The less greedy play is to just trade the Cobra and save this for another day. Ah, whatever.
Follow the rule.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no, that... For a moment there, I thought I targeted the wrong thing for some reason. So now we kill it with the Cobra. Maybe the Cobra will get to do something else someday. If I play this, I'm opening myself up to Blizzard. Actually, no, this guy will survive a Blizzard, so will this guy. Yeah, it's fine. If he's got the Blizzard, he's got the Blizzard. If he doesn't have the Blizzard, though, he's really screwed. The reason I'm okay with that is Blizzard is a rare card, so it's not like Flame Strike where you should expect every mage to have it. I mean, he might not have drafted it, so we'll see. He brought this card awfully fast, so that's not good. Even so, it's his whole turn, and I'll still have 2 creatures out on the board. Okay, Questing Adventure. Alright, you better have a good plan for that, because if he doesn't, this Questing Adventurer is going to die.
We have many secrets.
Does he actually have a secret? He does. Interesting. Well, there's no secret that will stop this Cobra from killing his Questing Adventurer, so I'm not exactly sure why he did that. Let's just go ahead and kill this thing. Yeah, it seems totally fine. This guy is on borrowed time here, because his hero ability can kill it anytime he wants, so let's just go ahead and trade. Now let's find out if he's got Vaporize or Ice Block. Obviously, Vaporize would be annoying here. Ice Block is just terrible, and then if he has a Mirror Entity, that always seems to be the one that I'm most afraid of. Let's go ahead and see, assuming it is Vaporize, who would I most like to lose? I think it's this thing. This thing is just bad. Although it taunts, I have another taunter. Yeah, let's go check for Vaporize with him. Okay, let's hope it's Ice Armor, because that's like just one of the worst cards ever. It's Ice Armor! Yay! Worst card ever! Woo! Okay. So we'll do that. Now, do I want to put this dwarf down? No, I want to keep this around as a secret, I think. And let's just swing at him. Alright, now how am I doing against Flame Strike? Well, he spent his coin, so it's at least 2 turns till he plays Flame Strike. This survives Flame Strike. Everything else dies to Flame Strike. So I actually need to be a little bit careful here. I'll keep this around because it does survive Flame Strike. And why don't I put this here to have as big of a creature as possible. And we'll make a Paladin. I'm going to hold this dwarf back for a while because it dies to Flame Strike, unfortunately. So right now, everything that I have dies to Flame Strike. If he has, let's say, Frost Nova or even Cone of Cold to hold everything in place until he Flame Strikes, he can actually get back into this game. Alright, there's the Cone of Cold, stopping all my strongest creatures from attacking. Fair enough. Right, he got my wolf down there. Alright, so the tricky thing here is that if I play the Dark Iron Dwarf and buff this guy so he can kill the Mana Worm, it'll get enraged, but then everything just dies to Flame Strike. In fact, everything's already dying to Flame Strike. So what I'd like to do instead is get in... Well, actually, I don't want to get enraged because then it'll die to Hero ability, which is no good either. I could just keep whacking him. Doesn't seem quite right. I think you want to get rid of this thingy if you can. So what I'm going to do is this,
To battle.
and this, and then let's just make a recruit,
Reporting for duty.
and then let's see what he's going to pay for himself on his turn. So if he plays Flame Strike, I can't imagine how he wouldn't play it if he had it. He plays Flame Strike, everything dies, but that's his whole turn. Alright, it seems like he's holding back and doesn't have Flame Strike. So now I can play the Dark Iron Dwarf and get some good trades in. Okay. So I could play this on this, have it kill that, and trade like that. Seems pretty good.
You call that a weapon? To battle. Last warning.
I don't want to play this because it just dies to Flame Strike. So we'll make a recruit.
Reporting for
The nice thing about Paladins, it's one of the reasons I like this class so much, is you can just kind of keep adding, pressure on the board. Granted, it's not much pressure, but you can keep adding pressure on the board without spending cards, which makes it easier to play around removal. He appears to really genuinely not have Flame Strike. Arcane Explosion, that hurts a bit. And that thing is kind of annoying. Alright, well... could play Blessing of Kings. So it'd be 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 4 is 11 damage, and I've got another 3 damage in my back pocket. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Blessing of Kings this thing, so it doesn't die to hero ability anymore. And let's actually just go bonkers here. So it's Dark Iron Dwarf, make him attack more. So that's 14 damage, and I've got another 13 damage, so I'm like almost able to kill him. I will be 1 damage short of killing him next turn if he manages to Wrath my board. Now he could Wrath it with Flame Strike plus Hero ability, and that will kill everything.
The gates are
He does not seem to have that, which is very good, especially spending 6 out of his 9 mana doing that is very encouraging. So he managed to kill this, but he is now going to die. Hooray! Just barely enough. This one Paladin. It's worth noting, that Consecration could have been a True Silver Champion, and had it been, then my victory would have been a lot more assured. So my desire to balance things out hurt me a little bit in that game, but it was still a win. A win's a win, so let's go ahead and click next and see who we're up against. I managed to pick up like 3 True Silver Champions anyway, so whatever. I think we have enough True Silver Champions here. I should look to see exactly how many. It's 2 or 3. Throckmorton, I don't think that's the same warrior we beat before, so I don't think we can expect Coin Heroic Strike here. Consecration is a tricky card to keep. I mean, it could be really amazing or it could just be terrible. But I'll keep it because it is removal, and sometimes, like when you're trying to kill a Warsong Commander, for example, you'll just take whatever you can get to kill that thing. That card is so ridiculous. Alright, I'm going to hang on to my coin, I think. I'm going to hang on to my coin. I want to see, like, if he plays a Flaming Axe, for example, then I'm just making a Paladin instead of this thing. Alright, he's armoring up. So he either doesn't have a Flaming Axe, or he's wisely hiding it. I do have quite a curve here, 2, 3, 4, and some 6s. Let's see what he's got going. Right now, I don't have, like, any of my removal here. So it's just all creatures are bust for me.
Let the pain
Oh, that's unfortunate. He's probably going to get 2 card draws out of that guy. Yeah, it's a shame. I cannot do an extra point of damage. Well, let's just chunk away at his armor. And this guy will get enraged against him. This guy could actually kill it. But he's not going to oblige me, I don't think. Although, you know, I'm going to put this down just because I don't have removal in my hand. So, I want to make it difficult for him to, let, you know, let's say play a Shield Master at 4 mana and get away with it. If he does play something that has 3 toughness, I will have to strongly consider just consecrating. Because if I wait too long, I might not be able to use this card at all. On the other hand, if he doesn't play something threatening enough... Ah, interesting. So he lets it survive, and then he's going to finish it off with the Acolyte. Well, that's a pretty clever play. He gets to draw 2 cards out of that. So, I'm a little bit ahead on time, but he's a little bit ahead on cards. Ah, he's going really greedy. So he wants to get an extra draw out of this guy. Fair enough. Cleave. Oh my god. He just drew like 2 cards, and he's going to draw a 3rd. Well, I think I have to get greedy here. I'm going to play this thing. Even though it doesn't use up all my mana, I can potentially turn on the Enrage mode against this Acolyte. So exactly, he has 7 cards. I have 6. One of them's the coin. And it's his turn to play. Oh my lord, this is starting to get really insane. Ah, my god. He's just drawing cards with that thing all day. Still can't play these guys, because they'll just die to it. And,
Let the pain
does he seriously have another one of these things? Jesus Christ. Alright, this has to stop. Yeah, I can coin plus consecrate and kill both of them. Or I could play the Frost Elemental and freeze this stupid jerk. Or I could play this and kill the stupid jerk. Alright, let's actually... I don't know how this game got out of hand. I'm gonna have to review the game tape. It's like my opponent did nothing but play those Acolytes, and somehow it just turned out so well for him. I guess he had the Slam and the Cleave, and then he used my 2/2 against me. Ugh. He drew way more cards than he should have been able to out of those guys. Well, so here we are in the mid game. It's turn 6. My opponent went first, so he has the advantage for that. And he drew a bunch of cards. So this game, I am really, really tragically behind. Now, luckily, I can do this and Consecration. Although the Ascension Shield Master is killing this guy, I don't have my dude who reduces power down to 1. That would be really great here. It's not even that great, because both of these guys are going to draw a card when they die from Consecration. Oh my lord, this is just terrible. This is like the worst game I could possibly imagine. Is there anything better to do, though? Ah, man, is there anything better? I could play this and freeze somebody, but it doesn't even matter because I don't have anything profitable to do with my time. Ascension Shield Master, so freaking good. Alright, we are going to play. We're going to freeze this thing. So the idea is that by freezing it, I stop him from killing my Divine Commander. He can trade his 2 guys into it if he wants to, and then draw 2 cards. But at the very least, I will get to kill this Shield Master without any further profit on his part. And he has the Arcanine Reaper. I have not drawn my Ooze. And this game really just went to hell in a handbasket, as they say. So I still don't get to kill this thing. I can still do Consecration, which won't kill the Shield Master. I'll have to lose this guy to it. Ah, the Direwolf Alpha. That's what I needed. So let's just play this thing down. Kill him. I'm 1 mana short of being able to Spell Power and Consecrate. So, let's just put a bunch of little stuff on the board here. Actually, no, I don't really want to feed this guy. He's got so many cards, I don't even care. Like, more cards aren't even gonna matter for him. So whatever, we'll just flood the board here with a ton of stuff. And, call it a day. Man, that Acolyte of Pain. I cannot believe how hard of a time I had getting rid of that stupid thing. And how many cards he was able to draw from it. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Well, he's got like 9 cards in hand. That's pretty good. I mean, it's not impossible for me to lose, even though my opponent's drawn 6 more cards than I have. Oh, look, it's a 9/9 Twilight Drake, and I have no silences in this deck. I could have taken, I think, 1 silence. But yeah. That's unfortunate. I have an out against this. It's the Peacekeeper. He can set its attack down to 1, then it's a 1/9, which is actually still pretty good. Like, it can kill my 1/1s all day. So it's not like even that's going to save me.
It's time for a little blood.
Okay. Is it time for this in Consecration? Or this in Consecration? Sure. Might as well be. Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and draw another card? That's totally fine.
The battle.
Swing past. And call it a day. Nine cards in his hand to my 3. And he has a weapon and a 9/6. I'm very tempted to concede. The odds of my winning this are extremely small. But just in case, I want to, make him actually play it out.
Blood and plunder.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Alright, that's good enough. I think we've had enough of this game. Let's save some time and move on to the next one. I'm really gonna have to look back and see what I could have done differently. I mean, I had the Cobra out, but he slammed it, then cleaved it, so it never got to strike the Acolyte of Pain. And he attacked my 2/2 with the Acolyte, leaving it as at 1/1. And then he gave it +3/+3 with Rampage, of all freaking things. So really, the only issue with that game was that I had that 2/2 on the board. Because if it had been a 1/1, it would have died when the Acolyte hit it. And then he couldn't have used Cleave. He would have had to use Cleave without getting a card from the Acolyte first. But I mean, he played the Acolyte after I played the 2/2. As far as I knew, I was just, doing just fine. Alright, whatever. Seems like a fine hand. Lots of early drops here. Alright, I've got my turn 6 play all lined up. Let's see what he's got. Is he going to coin something out? He is. What's it going to be?
Summoning portal.
Pint-sized Summoner. Oh god, that's bad. This is one of the things that Paladins are not good at. Paladins don't really have a whole lot of cheap removal. So I'm just praying that what he plays out doesn't have Taunt. Because if it does, then I am well and truly fucked this game. It's just one. I mean, like, that's the strength of the Pint-sized Summoner. Sometimes you just play it and you win, and that would be one of those games. Well, luckily for me, I can actually kill this thing now, which is great. There's nothing else in the world that I could conceive of doing that's more important than killing that thing. Let's go ahead and flood the board a little bit. If one of these survives the next turn, which is unlikely, then I can put Blessing of Kings on it and kill this Dragonling mechanic and have a pretty good creature. This is why you never want to leave creatures on the board when you're up against a Paladin. I mean, it's good to kill your opponent's creatures in any case, but especially against Paladins. You need to kill their creatures. So, is he going to do that? Emotionally, it's not satisfying to trade a 2-1 for a 1-1. But this man knows what he's doing. This is a very strong opponent. Most, run-of-the-mill opponents would not make that kind of a play because they wouldn't find it emotionally satisfying. Well, if he has Blessing of Kings, then he has Blessing of Kings, but I should have put that creature on the board. Blessing of Kings will make one of these a 6/6, let's say, leave it with 2 health. Could be worse, could be worse. True Silver Champion is extremely unfortunate. I have like 3 of them, or 2 of them, we should really take a look. But I have not drawn mine. It's a shame. 5 mana is a bit awkward. I can't play this just yet. Can't play that just yet either. Ugh, this is terrible. Oh my god, this is really bad. All I can do is just play that guy. I can play the wolf, but it's just gonna die. Yeah, I think it has to die. I mean, if I don't play it now, when am I ever gonna use it? So let's just put it down, throw it into the meat grinder here. Let it get True Silver Champions. So this card just, straight up kill 2 creatures without any compensation for me. And on my next turn, unless he obliges and plays something with Taunt that I can kill with the Black Knight, I'm going to be really far behind, because I'm not going to have any creatures on the board. This guy can kill something, but potentially. But I could be in trouble. Okay, that's actually going to die to the Taunter thingamajig. I might as well just do it. I could kill it with this guy, but there seems to be no point. Alright, my opponent seems to have forgotten the lesson of always kill your opponent's creatures, which is interesting. Another option is to Blessing of Kings on this thing. Make it a 5/5. Kill that thing, it'll become a 5/3. You'll have to work pretty hard to kill it. Tempting. Other option is to put a 4/5 on the board. It will be kind of the king of the block if I were to do that. And kill this thing. My worry is that he might play a bigger Taunter later. I mean, if he's got one, he's probably got another. So I could use this to kill his Dudo, and then it'll be a 4/3, which is also pretty big, and kill a thing. He'd have to trade both other guys into it. So is it better to have that on the board or a 5/3 on the board? I guess is really the question. I guess this is better because it leaves him with less stuff.
The battle.
Alright, so the board can trade at the moment. He has a few more cards than I do. And the play. So really, really big advantage is the fact that he gets to play here. Now, I went first this game, so I'm getting more mana to spend. So that's the main advantage that I have. Now, I did make a gamble playing this guy. I'm gambling that he's going to play something else with Taunt. That is the gamble that I am making. Alright, well, he played that, which is cute and all, but this is a pretty good answer to it. And actually, this is a really good answer to it as well. Because this will have its Enrage turned on, and the Paladin hero ability doesn't deal direct damage. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. He must be very sad right now. If he has Hammer of Wrath, of course he can kill one of these creatures, but, again, both are a really great answer to the Gurubashi Berserker. One option, if he doesn't have removal, is to trigger the Wind Fury here, so this guy gets berserked, and then at least when my Cobra attacks, they'll trade. Right now, my Cobra attacks and lives to fight another day. Now, the Cobra will be a 2/1 after killing the Gurubashi, so Reinforcement will be able to kill the Cobra later, but you don't really want to play Reinforcements when the Worgen's on the board, because it can kill them and then smack, and have its Wind Fury turned on. So, you really need to be very careful when you're dealing with the Worgens. Alright, so he's choosing to do my play of trying to kill the Cobra in one blow. Oh my god, he had the Consecration. Well, that was a good use of it, even though it only really killed one creature. Because that Worgen could be trouble. I could actually, oh my god, if he had left it alive, it could have been 8/8. 11/8, I could have done like 22 damage. It would have been really funny. Alright, well that actually turned out fine. My main issue now is that I don't have any creatures. I don't really want to put this down on an empty board. So let's see, can I actually get that to be a 4/5? No, it would die still. Boo! Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. And I'm going to do something that normally I would never ever do. I'm I'm going to put Blessing of Kings on it on my turn. The reason I'm doing this is simply to play the card. So I don't have any other plays, and I don't want to waste this. I just felt like it was better to play that card than to do nothing. So I have a 5/5 on the board, pretty humble.
Follow the rule.
Oh my god, he had a perfect answer. Well, a 1/5 is still okay. I can at least do cleanup duties on his recruits, but that is frustrating. I was hoping, since he played with such a mediocre taunt creature, the 2/3 with taunt, that he had more taunt in his deck. But it seems perhaps that my hope was dashed. Alright, I don't have any spell power, so I can't consecrate, kill anything of value. I could consecrate and at least finish this thing off. That doesn't seem right. This is not a good draw. I could actually play this, make it the most buffed creature of all time. It'd be a 4/5. I could kill this thing off. Yeah, let's do that. I'm getting low on health, so I need to start doing stuff. And, yeah, let's consecrate. Let's play this, and this. So now that he's not playing any more Taunters, I kind of regret not using this while I had the chance. But if he plays like a Sunwalker, let's say, or a Lord of the Arena, I mean, this will just turn the game all around. No, he has another one! No! Oh my god, that's bad. Well, I don't have any more consecrations. It would be pretty great right here. Pretty great, but I don't have any more. So how much longer can I hold this out before I just lose the game? Well, maybe a little bit.
Follow the rule.
Follow the rules. This is the battle of the 1/1s this game. He's got a lot more cards than I do, but again, all it takes to turn this game around is for him to just tap out and play a Sunwalker or something. Nope! That's not what I needed to see. Oh, bollocks. I'm in trouble. Got 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. 5, 7, 8, 9 damage. Yeah, I'm dead this turn. Shit! 5, 7, 8, 9, and I have no way to heal. Oh my god, that was frustrating. Well, that's just how it goes. He had the True Silver Champion and the Consecration, and I just had the Consecration. It was not good enough. I should have used that guy, I guess. Use it while you got it. So I got 2 True Silver Champions. Okay, for some reason I thought I had 3, but apparently I just have 2. So, yeah, I should have used that guy while I still had it. Then it would have been a 4/5 on the board, which would have been able to trade with other stuff a little bit better than the 4/3. And since he never played any Taunters, that might have been able to steal the game for me, although he did have some card advantage. Of course, it could have gone just the other way around. He could have played a Sunwalker later, and then I would have regretted using the Taunt Killer on a humble
I will fight with honor.
2/3. Alright, let's shift this back. We'll keep the Blessing of Kings. Alright, that's pretty high curve stuff here, but I'll take it. So this is on turn 1. Make a Paladin dude on turn 2. Alright, well I got a lot of late game stuff here, so hopefully this Warlock won't be too rushy.
Summoning portal
Wow.
open.
I don't know if this is a good play. You could argue on the one hand that, I mean, if you don't play it on turn 2, when are you going to play it? But on the other hand, it's just going to die. I don't really want to play a Naked Wolf out, so we'll make a Paladin instead. Then, when I play the Wolf, it'll be a surprise that this thing deals 2 damage. Also, I could coin Blessing of Kings, depending on what he plays. Might be worth it. Alright, he's gonna life tap. Well, what I'm actually going to do here is coin Blessing of Kings anyway. I'm doing this specifically because I'm up against a Warlock, and I know that for a Warlock, getting rid of this is actually really tricky. Shadow Bolt doesn't do enough damage, Soul Fire doesn't do enough damage. He needs like 2 removal spells to kill it,
For the crusade!
and I'm just gambling he's not going to have them. Alright, so I can hard buff it with the Dark Iron Dwarf, make it a 7/5. Or I could soft buff it with the Direwolf and make it a 6/5. Now the advantage of the Direwolf is that then he's going to have a really tempting target. He's going to want to kill the wolf, because you want the wolf to die. The advantage of the Dark Iron Dwarf is, of course, I'm dealing more damage, and I'm putting a 4/4 on the board rather than a 2/2. Now, if I do make it a 7/5, now, you know, any number of removal spells will kill that thing, like, Shadow Bolt would do it, You know, and so that's one advantage of the wolf. If I play the wolf and reinforce, then after he busts the divine shield killing my guy, my reinforcement will be a very efficient way to kill it, much more so than the dwarf. And also I get to keep the dwarf around as a trick later.
Your soul shall
So let's actually just attack him. Make a little 1-1. So the plan is that after he pops his divine shield, as he almost certainly will, then my 1/1 will be there to kill off his crusader. So lots of things will work. Demon Fire will kill it. Shadow Bolt, Shadow Fire, whatever that thing is called. Lots of things will kill this thing now, but it did its job, I think. It dealt some good damage. Demon Fire on the wolf, so I'm guessing he has more removal against this thing. I'm guessing he must have something against this. Why would he kill my one? Why would he pop his divine shield against my 1/1? I have no idea why he would do that. My guess is he has Siphon Soul and he's going to use that next turn. Otherwise, it's just the greatest mind game of all time. So let's go ahead and kill this creature, because I'm guessing this thing's about to die. And what we'll do is play the Tiger. Tiger seems really good here, because it's stealthy, so it's going to get to whack my opponent. And I am kind of, racing at this point, because he's got a bunch of cards in his hand, and I just want to kill him. Why did he pop my guy instead of dealing damage to the... instead of killing the thing that actually matters? I don't understand. Okay, well that was really bizarre. So he mind gamed me a little bit, I think perhaps unintentionally. Let's kill the taunter. Deal damage to his face. And freeze this thing. This is a really good illustration of why I love the water elemental, frost elemental. It allows you to make quote-unquote bad plays, like leaving your opponent's creatures alive, and put a 5/5 on the board at the same time. So I'm actually feeling pretty good. I survived Hellfire here, except for this guy, of course. I'm amazed he's still alive. I don't know what he's doing here. It's kind of remarkable that he's still there. I have 15 damage to him if he doesn't do anything, and he didn't do anything. Unfortunately, I don't have any spells, but I do have a Dark Iron Dwarf, so that will do the trick. I don't understand why this guy is alive, but so it is. I'll happily take the win. Musta Crackish. That was pretty cool name. That was a fun little game. That's how things were supposed to go around these parts. That's my 3rd win. We're average. Hooray! And let's see if we can get up to 4 wins and go beyond average with the Paladin. I like this deck a lot. It's got, early stuff to do. It's got stuff to do in the late game. We got our True Silver Champions. We got a Consecration in there. We have a Taunt Killer. I mean, there's good stuff in here. I feel like I should get some more wins. And Berlin, I believe this is a different person than the Paladin who crushed me. So, definitely want the Worgen. I'm going to try to get something more aggressive than the Sen'jin, although Sen'jin is fantastic. Well, okay, I got a bunch of removal. That could be good. I've definitely suffered for not having removal. I've got even more removal. Alright, I hope my opponent plays things to remove, or else it's going to be awkward. Alright, no turn 1 plays. Alright. I'm off to a bit of a slow start here. But if he doesn't play anything that can kill a Worgen and I can put this on the board and have it survive for a little bit, it'll be really great, because I'll be able to fury up against his dudes. So, I'm going to follow the old advice of never leave your opponent with creatures, especially when he's a Paladin. So he's going to have to work for it to kill that guy. He'll have to, coin Hammer of Wrath to kill it. It's not really any great way of killing this thing. Coin True Silver Champion, of course, would also be fantastic. Oh my god, I see it coming. I see it coming. Yep. There we go. And my curve is killing me here because I don't have anything to play. Actually, I can play this. That seems great. We'll keep the True Silver Champion a surprise. Let's flood the board. And it's not a shabby turn. I mean, I've got 4 power out here, so that's fine. And I got the True Silver Champion as backup. So if he plays, there's like a random big drop. Alright, that was fine. All that Consecration really did was kill 1 card and then a free Paladin. That's something I'm totally fine with. We've got both my Tigers here, so we're going to do some Tiger uppercutting. I'd love for him to play a random big creature that doesn't have Taunt. That would be perfect. Then I could freeze it, attack over it with my Tiger, and then play another Tiger later, or perfect. This is exactly what we need. So, see what I mean? Normally, the correct play here is to kill it, because you don't want to leave this thing alive. It's, you know, spell power and all that jazz. But instead, I'm just going to freeze it. This allows me to get another kill on here, or some 5 damage on here. And then I can kill this thing next turn. So it's like I put a 5/5 on the board, I made a quote-unquote bad play that I really shouldn't be making, and I get away with it, because I freeze this character so it can't attack me, and it can't, like, you know, with a buff, kill one of my guys or anything like that. It's just a really frustrating thing to deal with when you're up against someone and they freeze a key creature of yours. Now, having said all that, I might pay for it in some unforeseen way if, like, spell power allows them to screw me somehow, but that seems unlikely. Alright, so that seems really good. If that's all he's got, I'll be okay with that. Ah, Summoning Portal. Well, I don't really care about that much anymore. So, we need to think about what to do here. Actually, I can do this and Consecration. That would kill everything except for the Azure Drake. I could also Hammer of Wrath, this thing, and save the Consecration. I could also play Champion and just kill things the old-fashioned way. Boy, I thought that's the tricky thing about this game is having too many options. Let's go ahead and put myself in control. So what I'm going to do is True Silver Champion. I'll kill one guy like that. I'll Summoner like that. Like that. The reason I'm doing it this way is 3 toughness will die to Hammer of Wrath, but it will not die to Consecration, so I'm trying to keep myself away from Consecration. And I'm going to put this out instead of the Kobold Geomancer so that later on I can play this and Consecration for 3 damage to everything, or this and Hammer of Wrath for 4 damage to one thing. So it's a tricky situation. I went first this game, so I do have a bit of an edge, mana-wise. And I also have a huge board advantage, but he does have a lot of cards in his hand, and he just killed my weapon because he's a bastard. Boo! What a bastard. And he's got actually a pretty high life total here, but if he doesn't put enough pressure on me, if he doesn't put stuff on the board that makes me scared, I'm just going to put this guy down and swing for the trenches. I mean, I've got 11 damage, 14 damage. Might have to stop and kill that Cult Master along the way. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, I can Consecrate. So this is a very greedy Consecration. I can't really play much else besides it. But, hang on. If I play the Kobold and then Consecrate, I'll deal 3 damage to my opponent. This will then be an extra 4 damage, so that's 7 damage. 7 plus 11 is 18 damage. That actually really starts to threaten him. Alright, I'm going to do that. I am going to blow my load, as it were. And make a recruit. Attack. He's really low on life. I mean, I've got him dead on the board. I've got this in my back pocket, so I only really need to deal 7 damage. And I've got this guy to pump things up in case he surprises me. Plus, I have this as a stealther, which he can't block except with the taunter. Alright, so Concentration is a start. These guys are still alive, though. If he has double Consecration, then so be it. I'm not going to play around double Consecration when I'm up against Paladins. That's a little too improbable. Alright, looks like he doesn't have it, or else he would have played it already. So with 4 mana, does he have a way to answer it? Apparently he does not. Good game. Alright! And Berlin, it's been an honor playing you. We are officially above average in this arena. Let's see if we can get even more above average. Take a sip of good luck water. Money is on the line right now. Because if I don't get up to 7 in this arena, I will have to pay $2 to play in the next arena. Honestly, I don't mind paying $2 because there's a wipe coming up soon, and after the wipe, you get reimbursed for all the money that you spent. So, I mean, that's basically like if you pay money now, it's actually buying you 2 arena entries. Okay, so I'm going to pitch this. I'm going to keep this around. This could be good. No, this is a tricky situation. I don't actually want to play the Swamp Ooze early against Shamans because they do have good weapons. I don't want to play this early, though, either, because it doesn't have anything to put a Divine Shield on. So, I could keep it around and plan to put a Divine Shield on a Recruit, but I think I'd rather try to get something I can actually play. So we'll send it back. Okay, that's not really at all what I was hoping for. And so now we're kind of in trouble here. This is a pretty bad starting hand. Well, that makes it a little bit better. So this little Worgen is very good at killing totems, except, of course, for the 1-1 totem, which I hope he does not get. Please don't be a 1-1. Yay! Okay. So really, neither of us is actually, getting anywhere with that. There's no reason to coin. I don't want to play the Ooze, but I'm top decking like a beast here. I could play that guy. Problem is, this just dies. These both will die to Forked Lightning if he has it. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna just make a little reinforcement, dude.
Reporting for duty.
It doesn't deal as much damage, but I've already got this dealing damage, and this is a very good target for Blessing of Might or Blessing of Kings, depending on the situation. Let's see what totem he gets. I got the 1-1. Well, it's fine because I can now actually trade my... I don't mind trading my Paladin for a 1-1 there. So here I have to see how risk-averse I am. I'm going to obviously trade this, that's fine. But now if I play Coin Blessing of Kings, this would be a 6-5. Problem is, Lava Burst actually does kill it. So there's quite a lot that can answer this, unfortunately. Therefore, I'm going to hold on to Blessing of Kings. I am going to trade here, swing at him, hold on to my coin, play Reinforcement. So, next turn, I can put Blessing of Kings on one of my creatures if it'll mean killing a good creature of his, so to make sure that I get value out of the card beyond just smashing my opponent once in the face. I could also coin a Tiger out if that seems like the right thing to do. Given that I have this guy, it might not be a bad plan just to try to put as much on the board as I can in the early turns, and then coin him out on turn 6, which is also a possibility.
I am master.
Alright, so that, for example, is a good reason to play Blessing of Kings. Okay, one possibility is to use Blessing of Might instead. What could I do with the extra mana? Well, not a whole lot. I could play a Kobold Geomancer. That would die to Lightning Storm, but Lightning Storm wouldn't be that great because this isn't a real card and this has already done its job. Okay, so this would make my Silverhand Recruit die. Blessing of Kings would make him live with 5 minus this 3 health, so it dies to Lightning Bolt, but not Forked Lightning. He wouldn't have had reason to spend Lightning Bolt yet if he had it. But I'm not really getting that much value out of my extra mana. Actually, I am, I think. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to just do the Humble Blessing of Kings to kill off the spell power creature. Playing it very slow and steady here. Definitely don't want to play the Ooze down because it can be useful later in the game. Now, playing this opens me up to Forked Lightning, which would be really tragic. So I will actually just make a recruit this way. So if he wants to Forked Lightning this and that guy, he can. But I'm guessing even if he has Forked Lightning, he wouldn't want to use it for that purpose. Now next turn, I've got options. I can Blessing of Kings to remove something that he has. I could play a Tiger, or I can play the Ooze and kill that weapon. And I believe this is the only Ooze I have, but that's just fine. Now if I'd played the Kobold last turn, he could have killed it, but at the same time the Kobold might already be dead. So let's put this guy very happily. I have to Taunter for 1. And let's reinforce another guy.
Reporting for duty.
So next turn, I could actually, I mean, if these guys are still alive, I could actually coin out Stormwind Champion, and it would be pretty epic. I could kill a bunch of stuff of his. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. Killing this isn't super exciting. So I could do this, Blessing of Kings, this is we can make it 6 health. That is starting to survive a fair number of things. I could do this to kill the Taunt Totem, no thank you. Alright, let's actually do this. I mean, I think just having a 6/6 on the board, there's something to be said for that, you know? So we'll do this, we'll do this, and actually I'm gonna swing over top. Let him kill my 1/1s. If I kill it with the Ooze, then the thing it spawns could then finish the Ooze off, and I don't see any particular reason to hand that to him on a platter like that. Alright, so his main objective now is to kill this guy. I would love for him to play a Taunt. Oh man, if he played like an Earth Elemental, it would just be game over after I played this thing. That's the 7/8 for 5 mana with 3 overload. I mean, if he has it, it would be a good thing to play because it, you know, blocks everything. But yeah, then he would just lose. I also have Blessing of Kings. I mean, lots of stuff here. I've been just making such good use of my little paladins that the card advantage I have built up is pretty great. Alright, that's scary. He's probably got Lightning Storm or something to follow that up. I don't think he would just drop this on the board if he didn't have a spell to use it immediately. With probably Lava Burst to kill this. Earth Shock! Ah, silencing it. Well, it's still a 6/4, but he still has 4 mana, so, you know, even Steven's Forked Lightning. Oh my god, that is probably not something he's happy with. Alright, Spell Power is a bit scary. He's got 2 Spell Power things here. Those should really die, but I can't actually kill him at the moment. It's a shame. Okay, well, what do we do here? The fact that my creatures all disappeared is kind of sad, so I sort of want to populate the board. Putting Blessing of Kings on this is sort of putting all my eggs in one basket, because he would then be able to hex it. I imagine he would have hexed it if he had a hex, though. If I attack like this, he'll just finish it off. But I think that's fine. I'm okay with doing that to get rid of some of the spell power. Alright, let's play a Tiger, because that is all stealthy. Let's play a Loot Hoarder. It's good at killing totems, and it's also good at trading with stuff, because it draws a card when it dies. Alright, so he's going to finish that thing off. Totally fair. I guess I maybe could have considered playing Ascension rather than the Tiger to protect it. Alright, now he can kill my Loot Hoarder if he wishes. That's fine with me. I draw a card. Guide of Pain, a bit slow here. Ah, that guy. Alright. So he's protecting his wolf. Very smart play. Don't really see any way to get around that. Oh, except I can do... You know, I'm just going to do it. Fuck it. I don't care if he plays something bigger later. A good option now is better than a better option later. So let's do that. Let's make a reinforcement. Try to keep stuff on the board here. Okay, so if he plays another Taunter, I'm going to be in trouble. But these guys do have a lot of damage, so I might be able to overpower, especially with Blessing of Kings. Look at that. Look at how cute that is. Okay. And he's got the It Master there. Alright. Well, I could trade. I could Blessing of Kings and keep it alive. I don't know if that's actually worth it. Let's just trade. Do this. Not letting him keep anything on the board here. Just playing a nice controlling game here. We will drop a Tiger. That survives Lightning Storm. And this also survives Lightning Storm. Even with the Spell Power Totem, these survive Lightning Storm. Alright, so I have actually a lot of power here. 9 plus 3 is 12 damage. Alright, healing is actually great. I mean, all this does is 1 point of healing. Okay, great! That was terrific. So, a bit of a control game. I like that about the Paladin. I mean, in some ways the Paladin hero ability is one of the strongest, I think. It tends to get overlooked, you know, because people focus on the Mage, Druid, Rogue, which can control the board, but what's great about the Paladin is that you can just always play it. And it's putting a 1/1 on the board, which can get buffed. It can deal damage to something later on. It can deal damage to the opponent's face repeatedly rather than just once, the way that, say, the Mage or the Druid ability can. I think it's a really good ability. And it lets you build up card advantage, because instead of playing a 2/2, if you're like, a 1/1 is almost as good here, you can save that card for later. And so you end up having a lot more options, perhaps, than your opponent does. Mathemagic, what a great name. Lots of Paladins in this arena. Looks like the Paladin bug is going around. Alright, I'm going to pass on the Blessing of Might for now, and this guy's tight, but the True Silver Champion is so good, I just want to make sure I have it. Alright, this is a little bit of a slow start. Now I wish I had kept the Blessing of Might, so that I could back up my little Paladins, and they're pretty much all I'm going to be doing for the early turns. And it's kind of a lose-lose situation, because if he's doing nothing but making 1/1s on his early turns, then we get nowhere, and if he's doing something better than that, then I fall really far behind. Alright, that thing. Well, that holds up pretty well against 2/2. I wish I had drawn this earlier. If that had been my last top deck, he could already be on the board. But now it's kind of pointless to play him, because I really want to trade this for the Murloc. Alright, he's also going to make a recruit.
Reporting for duty.
Totally fine. He's going to attack. That's, of course, the correct play, because I'm going to make this trade. Yeah, let's go ahead and kill this. This is very pointless right now, so we're going to make a recruit. And Middle's Stealth. This is a good illustration of why I consider the Worgen Infiltrator such a good one-drop. You can put her on the board and not have it die to stupid 1/1s. Alright, he's making another recruit, so he also, like me it seems, does not have good plays. Nope, that has stealth. I think he messed up there. I think you wanna kill that guy in this situation. So I have two main options. One is Blessing of Kings on my recruit, making him a 5/5. Paladins aren't super great at dealing with it, although he could have his own Blessing of Kings or Blessing of Might. He's got stuff on the board. So Blessing of Kings in this isn't good until I can protect it, which is why maybe the right play is this. So now I can attack that, and this guy is kind of standing in the way of his 1/1s who would like to trade with these creatures, but instead are forced to run into a 3/5. Now if he's got Blessing of Kings, fair is fair, and he can kill it. Or he can play an 8/8 for 4 mana. That also is an option. Oh my god, this guy is really good. Oh my god, that guy is so good. Now, if he hadn't played an 8/8 for 4 mana on his last turn, I'd be playing this guy right now. He's a giant. He's a 7/7. Actually, he's a 7/7. I mean, he could almost go toe-to-toe with that thing. But no, let's actually just do this thing, because that seems pretty good. With 2 mana, I'd like to put these guys after I play the Frostwolf Warlord rather than before. We'll just put one more recruit here. And I like to actually kill these little dudes off. So the scary thing about this is, if he has a Blessing of Kings, it will become a 5/13, and I don't have any silence in this deck. It's likely he has Blessing of Kings, it is a common card, and he's got a bajillion cards in his hand. Alright, Consecration. Could be worse. Could definitely be worse. I mean, if he had Blessing of Kings, I'm sure he would have played it. What is that for 2 mana here? Some options, it seems.
Bring me steel.
Master Soul. Oh my gosh. He's going to build that guy back up. Alright. Fair enough, sir. So this is actually only a 2/5 now. I took some damage from things. Well, unfortunately, I can't play both True Silver Champion and Blessing of Kings. That's what I'd like to do. I can actually play this guy as a taunt. He'll protect my Peacekeeper for a little bit. True Silver doesn't quite kill it. Blessing of Kings would, actually. Yeah, let's trade the board. Let's keep the Taunter around. That seems more generally useful. Indeed. Okay. So this is what is it? A 7/3. Hammer of Wrath will kill this, so it's not super great. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually play these now. Let's just put the stuff on the board so that when this drops, it is a 7/7. Actually, I can make it an 8/8 if I reinforce.
Summoning portal.
Ah, does he have a Hammer of Wrath? Because this just dies to, this thing.
Not on my
He's giving it Divine Shield. Does he have another plan here? Hungry Cap. Are you kidding me? That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Okay, well, we're going to have to hold off on that Frostwolf Warlord. There are more important things to be done. Specifically, killing the stupid crab. I just cannot believe that nonsense. And then I need to pop the Divine Shield on that. And kill it. I wish now I had kept the buffed the non-taunter so that this taunter could protect him. But alas. I'm actually going to play him, though. He could get enraged against that thing pretty easily. So where do we stand here? Well, he has more cards. Well, he has 5 cards on the screen. I have 6. And it's his turn to play. So it really just depends on how good his play is. Blessing of Kings is a pretty good answer to most things, but if he can kill this and play something huge somehow, I don't know how he would do that, then he'd be in pretty good shape. Alright, that guy. That's pretty good. That's also pretty good. But actually not that great. Okay, so let's think very carefully. I can Blessing of Kings, which would not quite allow me to kill that guy. which is a shame. If I Blessing of Kings, I can't play anything else. These are all 5 mana. I could Enrage, but then he would die to either one. Ah, it's unfortunate. Maybe the correct play is just to think very carefully. You know, let's do this. Whatever, man. Let's do it. So he goes up to a lot of health.
For justice.
It's a 9/5. I can still reinforce, which is always fine.
Reporting for duty.
And let's see what he does. Let's put the ball in his court. Paladins do have answers to this situation. His own Blessing of Kings would do nicely here, but if he doesn't have an answer for this, like a Hammer of Wrath or
Not
something,
on my watch.
he's going to be in real big trouble. He's going to pop a Divine Shield. Does he have a Hammer of Wrath?
One shot.
1 damage? Does he have Hammer of Wrath? Come on! No! I don't think he has it.
Reporting for duty.
Oh my god, he played so many things there. Okay, so basically, this thing is going to die. I can't protect it anymore. I think smacking him for 9 damage is the best option. Wait, do I want to play the Stormwind Champion? Oh, my mana is terrible. Alright, I'm going to just play the way that spends the most mana. So he'll have to
Reporting for duty.
throw an extra thing into that thing to get it to die. I'm going to smack him for 10 damage. This guy I will just trade for his 2/2. So he'll have to spend this and another thing in order to kill my 10/3, because apparently he did not have a Hammer of Wrath. Next turn, with finally 10 mana, I can drop a Frostwolf and a Tiger, and I just have gigantic stuff. So this Paladin would need to have really amazing top decks incoming to deal with a 6/6, 5/5, and a god knows how big that's going to be. Well, what's it going to be? What are you trying to do? He's trying to attack his own things? Interesting. Gurubashi Berserker, okay. Well, I don't really care. I think my guy's actually going to be able to kill his Gurubashi. I think. It's going to be close. Let's see, it's going to be 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, 7. Yeah, it's going to be close. So it'll be a 5/5, 6/6, 7/7. Yeah. Alright, let's do this.
What you want?
Let's do this. And let's just kill this. Alright, well, I have an overwhelming advantage here. Because this Gurubashi will just die.
My shield.
Ah, he will survive now. Very nicely played. Sir, very nicely played. If I had a reinforcement guy out, that would have been perfect rather than this Tiger. Ooh, don't attack me! No, you need to trigger your Enrage. Yeah, there you go. Alright. So if I had a Loot Hoarder out, I'd be much happier. But it's okay. I'm fine with just killing this. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna kill all this stuff. And play some creatures out. Make my guy big again. Even if he has a removal spell and kills this, like Hammer of Wrath, plus this guy would do the trick, Blessing of Kings would do the trick, I've still got all this stuff. So I'm doing just fine.
Reporting for duty.
Restore 6 health. Oh my god, this, folks, is why healing spells are bad. Don't play healing spells. Hammer of Wrath. Perfect. Alright, can I finish him this turn? I think so. Got 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 20 damage. Good enough. Good enough.
Reporting for duty.
I think that is just fine. I suppose I should have done that first, because it is card draw. But that's fine. I don't know what Paladins could possibly draw with 1 card that would save him from this. Maybe Lay on Hands or something? Okay. That's not going to do it, buddy.
Well played.
Alright.
Time for killing.
Frostwolf Warlord. In case you were not a believer of the Frostwolf Warlord, he is really, really good in Paladin decks and Shaman decks. Because their hero ability puts stuff on the board and then makes him absurdly big for 5 mana. Alright, that's a card I'm never going to play with. Golden Holy Light is the thing that makes you regret that you can't disenchant basic cards. See, this is a good deck! I lost 2 games early, but we're up to 6-2. This is actually exactly where I was with my first and only foray at Paladin. I made it up to 6-2 and then lost. Considering how many bad runs I've had with other classes, I'm pretty happy to have a 100% made it to 6 wins rate. But I really would like to win this game. Win is the mage I'm facing. Well, this seems like a fine hand, actually. Doesn't want to use the hero ability on the Tauren Warrior. Can't use it on the Worgen Infiltrator.
Thank you.
Actually, I do like the Paladin's greeting quite a bit.
Well met.
Such a heroic greeting. Alright, let's see if he's got any plays. I've been pretty lucky drawing this on turn 1 a lot of the time.
Mind if I roll me?
Ah, good answer. Good answer, sir. Well, what I'm going to do is think very hard about my life. I definitely don't want the Direwolf Alpha to die to a stupid loot hoarder. I could trade this on the principle that this is a 1-drop and that's a 2-drop. I could do that. I could make a reinforcement and hope I could trade the reinforcement for the 1 toughness and try to save this for something better. Now, if he uses his hero ability to kill me, that's going to be his entire turn, pretty much. And then we're back to square 1 on the next turn. But if he has a better, play, like a 3-mana creature, then
Let me think.
You know what? I think this is the right play here. I think the right play is just to do that, and to do this, and establish the board dominance. So now he really can't use his hero ability very well. He doesn't want to enrage this guy. He could use a removal spell against it, which I'm totally fine with, because this guy sucks. That guy, alright, that's a pretty good answer, all things considered, because it trades very nicely. Oh my gosh, the top decks.
Not on
The top decks.
Bring it on.
So basically this essentially was a 2-mana 2-2 that killed his 3-2. I mean, that is really good. I needed to have a creature on the board for it to work, but I have to give myself some props for making this play. I think a lot of people would have just made a reinforcement, for example, in that case, you know, or not use the coin. So, yeah, the early plays I'm noticing in this game just matter a great deal. So here, unfortunately, the wolf isn't enough of an edge against the Shield Master. I could, of course, use Hammer of Wrath to draw a card and then finish him off, leaving my taunter alive.
I wonder.
Is there a better option? I could reinforce. I mean, my Tauren Warrior is on borrowed time. Look how amazing this is. This is a 3-mana, this is a 4-mana. Look how much this 4-mana creature just totally owns the 3-mana creature. It's embarrassing. I could play my own Shield Master and then, you know, finish it off. But I want to keep the pressure up because, I mean, next turn he can kill this guy and has 5 mana to play things. So, yeah, let's do this. Let's draw a card because you always want to draw cards first. Alright, that's fine. And let's kill this off. So, we're just keeping the extra creature on the board here. If you play something, well, then you play something. I've got a 5/5 for 5. Or potentially a combat trick, depending on what he does. If he misses a beat and doesn't have a good drop here, he's going to fall really far behind. Alright, it's a pretty good answer to my thing. I could put all my eggs in one basket here. I could Blessing of Kings. Then basically next turn, if he's got Polymorph, that will really suck. But that will be almost his entire turn dealing with this. And I'll get to kill one of his creatures in the meantime. So we're going to go for it here. This guy... He's going the distance. So, lots of mage spells will kill this. Fireball, Frost Bolt, Arcane Missiles plus Hero ability has a 50% chance of killing it. Lots of stuff will kill it. Obviously, then there's the Polymorph. Lots of stuff will kill it. No question about that. But, I'm keeping the control on this game. Oh, that's not good. I bet he's got a spell here. Cone of Cold. Ah, it's very good. Just dealt 2 damage and froze it. Alright. Well, that's fine with me because I now can actually put stuff on the board. So, let's see. I can't buff this guy's health anymore. If I play a lot of these Dinker Toodles, He's got Flame Strike or Blizzard possibly available. I'd like to play this and something else. I mean, this is just going to be a 4/4 imminently. So what I'm going to do is play the slightly more imposing 5/5 that uses up all my mana. Freezes Kobold, so he can't use it to trade. So he's forced to use 2 of his mana on this turn to kill this thing. Robs him of options. And then I've got a 5/5. So that seems good. Then next turn I can play the Frost Wolf and the Murloc Tidehunter. And get this guy really big, force him to have another Master Removal spell. Oh my god, that is such a good answer. I am frustrated. Alright, well, let's see here. I could play this to protect my guy. This holds up very well against the Water Elemental. And then I could populate the board a little bit more in preparation of the Frost Wolf drop next turn. Alternative plan is to play the Wolf and just kill this thing. Actually, that seems pretty good. No reason I shouldn't do both. So this guy does get frozen, but I have the much better board presence here. So he's got 4 cards to my 4 cards in hand. I've got a much bigger board presence. He has the initiative because he played first, and he's playing right now. So it's kind of up to him. Oh my god, that spell power being alive is really frustrating. And I can't attack with him next turn. Ah, man, that was, well, Cone of Cold, he had 2 of them. First one was great, and the second one was also great. So that's just how it goes sometimes. Alright, is he going to voluntarily trade? Sure thing. Alright, now he's got the upper hand. He didn't use his last 3 mana. That's good. So, let's, do I go for this now? Let's do it. It'll be a 7/7. Slightly restless. I could do this, although it just trades against that guy, which isn't that great. Okay, we're gonna do this.
What you want?
And we're gonna do this. Alright, hopefully he doesn't have any more Cones of Cold. He's already played 2. How much frostiness can one mage have? One thing that's worth noting is if he does use Master Removal, this will go down to 4 health. So, because of the way that it interacts. So again, I'm kind of putting him to the prod. He has to have an answer, or else he falls behind. Now, he's already had to have an answer several times. He had the Cones of Cold twice, and he had the Fireball. Oh, man. Oh, man. That is a darn shame. Well, at least I get good use out of... I want to play this? No. I get good use out of the Dark Iron Dwarf. Get my board presence back. Put this guy down now that the board is empty. Let's populate the field. Okay. So once again, we have comparable cards, but he's the first to play. So him being the first player in this game, giving him a really big edge. And again, he needs to be able to catch up. He's always playing catch up this game.
Ready for this?
But I suppose at some point, if he keeps catching up, he'll actually win. Well, this Archmage is rather unfortunate. It holds up very well to what I have on the board. Luckily for me, I just top decked a True Silver Champion. And I can... Oh, wait a minute. Alright, if I play this, run him in, everything I have dies to Flame Strike. So instead of doing that, we'll do a more conservative play, which is this, this, and I'm actually hitting him for the first time this game. It's really hilarious. Okay. So I have 4 cards on the screen, he has 4 cards on the screen, we're tied on cards. He doesn't have any on the board, but it's his play. So this entire game, I've been waiting for him to miss a beat. He has not missed a beat yet. That was a pretty weak play for 5 of his mana, so I'm pretty happy to see that.
Sometimes
That is a weak play for 5 of his mana. I'm really happy to see that. Wow, that's fantastic. Okay, I think I finally have a chance to swing things in my favor. Let's think about this carefully. I could activate Wind Fury against this, bring it down to 2 health. This would be 4. Ah, not quite enough to kill it. This also is not quite enough to kill it, and I don't have any buffs. They're both at 5, which is really awkward. I could just run him in, run this guy in, run him in, True Silver Champion. Alright, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do this. And then this, popping the Divine Shield. Voluntarily sacrifice my Warg. Do this. Acolyte of Pain. We're gonna do this. Now, I don't want to play the Kobold Geomancer. I don't care if this dies to Flame Strike because it's free. I don't care if this guy dies because he draws a card. I don't care if this guy dies because he already did his job. This guy, I actually care if he dies. So I'm not going to overextend against Blizzard or Flame Strike. I'm going to keep him in my hand. Alright, my opponent's been hanging in there all game. Last week, his turn was pretty weak. Or last turn, he had a pretty weak turn. This is a temporary solution, not a permanent one, and he just spent more of his mana killing my 1-drop. So that's a pretty encouraging sign, but I am in top deck mode. I need to start drawing good stuff. That is not what I needed. Alright, I'm actually going to kill my guy here voluntarily, because it does two things. Number one, it means that these guys trade. Number two, it means I draw a card. My last top deck was bad, and I need better ones. Oh, that's tricky. If I hold out for him playing a Taunter, and I actually play this, that would be really great. But if he never plays a Taunter, then I'm just going to be screwed. Let's play one of these, and this. I don't want him to trade this guy for that anyway. So we'll just do it like that, and see what he can bring to bear. He had some pretty weak top decks his last couple of turns. So we'll see if he can find some more answers here.
What you want?
Ah, he's been holding out that Frostwolf Warlord for a while, I see. Very clever. Well, that's a good play on his part, because it stops me from killing his Cult Master easily. I can still kill the Cult Master with this. I can kill this, kill that, then this guy just becomes a naked 4/4. Alright. I think that's what we have to do. I can't let this Cult Master live. Are there any other options? I could kill that. It's really the same thing.
Let me think.
Alright. I wish I had not kept this guy back now, because since he didn't have Flame Strike, having it on the board now would make a really big difference. But sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So we kill the Cult Master first to stop him from drawing cards. We kill this next. Make that guy smaller. I think I have to play this. Even though if he plays 2 creatures, this guy can actually overpower me. I can't hold back anymore because I'm really behind. Oh, I don't have enough mana to do that. Well, anyway, I guess we're not going to do that then. Whoops. Oh yeah, I forgot that I played stuff. Okay, so now I'm definitely really far behind here. But if he could just play a creature with taunts, I will come out ahead. Ballsy move on his part, not killing this. Interesting decision. 3 damage to all enemies, yeah, and then I can trade off. Alright, perfect. Notice if he had killed this, that Consecration would not have killed his guy. Instead, I get to kill his thingamajigger, and I just play this. It sucks that I'm just playing it as a 4/5, but I have to. So he's got 2 cards, which is scary because I have 0. Now, my hero ability is probably better than his. Oh my god. He's got the Fireball. He had all the answers all game. His hero ability counters mine, although that's a pretty good card. He's always had the answers. Can he deal with a 6/6? I mean, if he can, he's probably going to win. If his luck has finally run out, then I could have a chance. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Lord on a pony. Oh, why did that have to? Oh my god! Why did 2 of them have to hit that? Oh, is that really what it comes down to? Do I lose the arena because of that? Okay. So the ballsy play is to play the Cobra and swing over top of him. The problem is he can run this guy in and hero ability and then trade, and then I have no way to kill it, so I have to kill it.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, the Cobra. Well, at least we're in both top deck mode. We're both in top deck mode. He's got 9 cards, I have 8 cards. That is a relief. He cannot... no, that's not the greatest top deck he could have had. That is a really good top deck. It's damage.
Reporting for duty.
Alright. He could draw a Pyroblast and win. He might have one in his deck for all I know. I am dealing 7-8 damage a turn, so it'll take me 3 turns to kill him. Looks like he does not have Pyroblast, or else he would have hit me. Swinging at my face. Water Elemental. Alright, that's totally fine. So the tricky question here, do I race or do I attack the Water Elemental? Oh my gosh. Well, if he has a Pyroblast, he's going to win anyway from Hero Ability and Pyroblast. Would Fireball, let's see, 11 minus 3 is 8. Yeah, I think I need to just race him. And just assume, because he already played, I think, 2 Fireballs this game, that he doesn't have another. I will kill him in 2 turns. Although, you know, it is getting down there, so if he drafted a single Pyroblast, then he's almost certainly going to win. Oh, this is, well, you know, this has been a good game. I feel like I had him on the back foot, but this man is very good on his back foot. He had really good answers to me. That's a little bit disconcerting. That he wouldn't, you know, freeze my tigers. So it looks like he's trying to decide whether he can afford to race me or not.
What to do?
And the fact that he's hitting my guy means he decided he couldn't race me, which is a good sign.
Dingo!
Ah, Tazdingo. Well, this would have been nice to have the kill a taunter thing here. I have to kill it. Let's see. I don't kill it if I hit it, so there's really no point. Like, let's say I attack it. It doesn't die. If he's gonna kill me, he's gonna kill me. So there's really no point in hitting it. Let's draw a loot hoarder. This is a case where a novice engineer would be a lot better. Now I'm at the point where a fireball will also kill me. A frost bolt will kill me in 2 turns, which is actually not fast enough. 3, 4, yeah, frost bolt is not fast enough. And he's dead next turn unless this is the top deck. Oh my gosh, that was the top deck of the set tree, but I drew Blessing of Kings! Oh my god! But he's gonna freeze my guy! Oh my god! Oh my lord. True Silver Champion, pretty good here. Okay, so what do I attack with the True Silver Champion? If I attack this thing, I will lose a total of 1 health, so I'll lose to Fireball. If I attack that, then he can actually, well, he can kill my guy anyway, is the thing. I have to think very carefully about this. I can actually Blessing of Kings
Let me
during my turn. Alright, he's already played 2 Fireballs. I'm going to go down to 8 times 3 is 7. Go down to 7. So basically the only thing I would lose to at that point is Fireball. I can't put myself out of Pyroblast range. He can kill this, but not if I put Blessing of Kings on it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it so that I lose to a Fireball, and I'm hurt very badly against a Polymorph. But pretty much anything else that doesn't have Taunt, I will win. Well, oh my god. Well, here's what I'll say about that game. I deserved that win, but if my opponent had won, I would say that he deserved the win as well. Because I had pressure on him from you know, the gates, really, in that game. And I think it all came down to my first turn play, or the second turn play, where I chose to trade my guy, coin out the Taunter. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have been in the running at all.
Fight with honor.
Alright, this is perfect. I don't even want to change anything. I get to play this on turn 1. It can't be healed by the hero ability because stealth, making it one of the best 1-drops in the game. If he plays a creature, I can Divine Shield, kill it, have 2 creatures on the board, be Wrecking Face. Whew, my god, that game against the Mage. I'll really enjoy looking over that game. I really feel like if I'd made any misstep anywhere, I would have lost. But there might have been a way to win more cleanly, so that's the thing I'm most interested in checking out. Let's see what he wants to do. He's debating. Looks like he has stuff to play, but doesn't want it to die to my Infiltrator, so maybe he's picking the thing he least cares about dying. Ah, he's just going to Shapeshift. Interesting. Well, I think it's a pretty good play, because it prevents me from killing anything of his. So what I'm going to do, well, I have to make a bunch of decisions here. I can play the Loot Hoarder and not attack with this. And then I'm basically goading him into using his hero ability on turn 3 instead of playing better stuff. I could do this, which puts more total power on the board and attack. Then I have a total of 5 power on the board. He could use his hero ability to kill some of it, but then he's doing nothing else, and then I have the advantage. Or I could play this guy, put the Divine Shield and attack for 2. I'm still putting more power on the board. Then this is like a Divine Shield. You know, it's poised to kill anything that he might play. Or so the advantage of doing that is, you know, I'm putting stuff on the board that he can't kill with his hero ability. But I'm giving away my trick. This allows him, and this allow him to kill something and use up all of his mana for the turn, while keeping my trick up my sleeve. Alright, my instincts tell me this is the right play,
Not on
so that's what we will do.
First
So basically, he even if he wanted to, he can't use his hero ability to kill anything here. Unless, of course, he has freaking Moonfire. But I'm not going to play around Moonfire because I have Dignity. And so he's basically in the same position he was last turn, where he's kept looking at all his cards. It's like he has stuff he doesn't want this thing to trade for. So if that's the case, then, like I'm guessing he has things with 2 toughness. He's still in the same awkward position he was before. Ah, he's going to silence it. Well, this of course makes me regret that I didn't play one of these, because those would have been great against the owl. But then again, he probably wouldn't have played the owl if that had been the case, if I had put that stuff down. So let's go ahead and kill this. That's totally fine. And I could actually coin out all this stuff. That makes me very vulnerable to swipe, however. So instead of doing that, let's just play Loot Hoarder. So that if he wants to spend half of his mana for the turn and take 2 damage and to make me draw a card, he may do so. Turn 4, I could coin out a Tiger. It's a pretty strong turn 4 play, I think. Just depends on what he plays here. Kind of wish this were Blessing of Kings. This could also have been a True Silver Champion, although it being Consecration has been very important a few times already. Alright, he did not luck out with that Bomber, because the Loot Hoarder trades into it. I'm guessing now he'll Hero Ability and kill the Loot Hoarder.
This apple on your head.
Oh, interesting. Well, interesting. I think the correct play is to just trade everything off. Let's draw a card first. I'm always going to draw cards first. That's not relevant
This
here.
is my responsibility.
Throw that. That guy did his job. Let's coin. Tiger. I could have consecrated his board as well. That might have... I mean, that would have been a very aggressive option because it would have kept more power on the board. I would have hit him for 4 damage, plus 2 from the consecration. But I am gambling that consecration will be more useful later, and since I had a good thing I could do that turn, I chose to do that. Alright, he chose to put up a Taunter, which is very fair. Yeah, let's go for the gold, go for the glory here. Making a 9-9, so now it's 9-5. There is stuff that will kill it, like Starfire is a very notable example, but I spent 2 cards to kill that creature, and if he spends 1 card to kill this, then we're even Stevens. If he silences this, it just becomes a 5-5. That wouldn't be any good at all. So he has to have Stone Cold removal. Ah, it's a pretty good answer. So I can't ignore that, and I can't kill it. What I could do, however, this is rather comical, I could freeze it, and then trade an inferior creature for it next turn. That seems really, really good. I'm not going to attack, because it'll die. Frost Elemental, man. A 5-5 for 6 is pretty weak. That's 3 stat points below vanilla. But, boy, is that a deceptively good ability. I really didn't appreciate for a long time just how good it was. Alright, so now he's Starfiring. That is his mana for the turn. So on my turn, I will trade, and then I kind of have the initiative because I get to play stuff. Oh my god, that's really good! Oh my god. That was really good right there. Holy shit. Yeah, that's... If I win this game, then that is the reason that I won, because that's really good. Wow. And now I've got this coming up, and I've got this, which can deal 3 damage to all enemies. I mean, this is all just really high-power creatures here, and his board's empty. So if you're ever in the position where you have board control and you can keep playing high-power creatures, you're going to do just fine. What is he choosing who to kill with Starfire? Starfire's not super great here. That's almost all of his mana for the turn, and I still have a creature on the board. He'd really need to do something better than that. Oh, I'm really happy to see that. I am really happy to see that. What can you do for 2 mana? That's not that impressive. Alright. I can actually use this pretty well here. No, I'm gonna save this for something bigger. Let's just kill it.
I'm invincible.
Let's not get too greedy here. Because we can play Panther. And we can also play these things. It's a little, I'm actually not that vulnerable to Swipe. Swipe would kill this, but you can't actually target this with Swipe because it has stealth. So you could swipe this, kill off 2 cards basically for the swipe. But it's almost all of his mana for the turn. Well, it's not almost all of it. It's almost half of his mana for the turn. And he hasn't really accomplished much. Because this guy did his job. He killed 2 creatures already. And these guys are just 1 card. Oh, that guy has stealth. Haha. I need to swipe this guy. Which isn't quite as good. Did I call that or what? Alright. It's a 5-4. That's fine.
For the crusade!
Divine Shield. This is where I wish I had a guy on the board already. Alright, so, options. I could keep this guy in stealth. And just make a dude here. Put more creatures out. Another option would be to play Hammer of Wrath, although that is a very expensive way of popping Divine Shield. I could play Consecration afterward to kill both of these things. That doesn't feel right to me at all. Let's make a guy.
Reporting for
Let's
duty.
make another guy. And do I really want to do this? Hang on. Do I really want to do that just to make this a 1-1 with taunt instead of a 3-1? Yeah, I think I will. Let's keep the pressure up. This allows me to attack this turn. I have overwhelming board advantage. I've also got 4, 7, 10 damage I can deal with through my cards. If he kills this guy, it's 3, 5, 8 damage. Still a lot of damage. So I'm just going to go for it here. This is the turn where he has to answer my stuff or lose.
What?
He's holding on pretty well. Those 2 Starfires kept him in the game pretty nicely. I might have maybe needed to be more aggressive a little bit earlier.
You call that?
Ah, he gets the attack back. Alright, fair enough. He gets another buff. Very good. So he'll get to kill 1 of my creatures, I think. 2, I guess, if he targets this thing. So he got 7.
For the crusade!
Oh, I'm really happy to see that because that's not affecting anything. Okay. So what I got? I got 7 damage. I still have my spell power here. 7, 10, 14. Yeah, that's the win. Let's do this. Kids, remember, always look for the win. That was a good game. He actually made it pretty close at the end there. But that guy, the legendary that kills a taunter, was quite good. So, obviously it was lucky to top deck him, but you don't really want to criticize people for getting lucky top decks, because remember, every card they top deck is a card they drafted, so I'm going to give myself credit for drafting that guy. I had some other options. I had, like, the 10-6 that gives your opponent a thing when it dies, and it's only 6 mana. I don't think that's as good as the kill a taunter. Alright, pretty aggressive draw here. I'll be pretty happy to keep that against Mr. Afterwind. I'm pretty happy to make it this far. I think my deck was solid, but remember, I did have like 2 extremely early losses, so happy to make it here, and I might even, who knows, I might even have my first 8-game arena. I'd actually be pretty happy about that, because again, I think at 8 wins you win a little bit more gold on average than at 9 wins, so it'd be nice to get some gold now that I'm at literally 0. Coin Reinforced. Boy, what is that foretelling? I don't know. Let's see. I don't know why you'd want to coin out that thing so fast. Direwolf Alpha, maybe? Is that what I just set myself up for? Could be. I mean, if that's what he has, that's what he has. But I think it's important to put this on the board so that I have a target to give Divine Shield should this thing survive. And if it doesn't survive, well then, he's got the wolf on the board, I can play the Cobra and deal with it. No, he just...
Reporting for
He didn't have a plan. He just really likes those paladins. Alright. Well, we're gonna make an Acolyte of Pain here.
Pain, speak to me.
That's pretty good against these dudes. We will hit him. Because I'm guessing he's gonna trade these two guys against me anyway, to avoid letting me draw cards off of my Acolyte. So, when you know that your opponent's gonna trade against you, then don't oblige him. So he already spent his coin, so no Blessing of Kings this turn. That's good news. Is he just going with the reinforcement strategy? Just win with 1/1s? Ah, that's a pretty good card. Alright, well I do get to draw a card from that at least. We both spent 3 mana. A little late for that dude. And he's going to trade in. Alright, so he spent his turn clearing the board, but I'm the first to repopulate. I'd like to put as much stuff out as I can now that I've seen that I have that guy. So, let me think actually. I think I am going to place the Cobra as insurance against his drop. It's nice to place the Cobra when you can. And then this comes down as a 6/6. And if he doesn't deal with it, or with the creatures that are buffing it, it starts to get out of control. So let's see what he's got. So he got a True Silver Champion. That would be a very good card here. Hammer of Wrath. Not as good as a True Silver Champion, although it draws a card, it doesn't put anything on the board. So he is now very much on the back foot here. Yeah, I'll reveal my guy. He doesn't have any minions to kill it with, so that's fine. And Paladins aren't the greatest at just dealing 1 damage. Alright, let's see what answer he can bring. I mean, if he doesn't kill this next turn, I've got, what, 6 mana? So it'll be like a 7/7,
reporting for
an
duty.
8/8. It's pretty good.
Not on my
Ooh,
watch.
really happy to see that. That's not scary at all. Alright, that's probably Noble Sacrifice, just because that's probably what it is. Let's go ahead and make my guy big. And let's actually give this fella Divine Shield.
My watch.
And see if it is indeed Noble Sacrifice. Of course it's Noble Sacrifice. There is no other Paladin secret except Noble Sacrifice.
Get down!
Boing! Alright, now the golden rule is don't let Paladins keep creatures, but I'm going to actually violate that rule of thumb. That's the thing about rules of thumb. They're usually true, but I feel like dealing 9 damage there was a lot more important. Paladins are not that great at dealing with a 9/9. They don't have any kill spells, and yeah, there's just not that much that will take care of it. Now, Consecration would be pretty good here. This would drop it back to a 4/4. That would be most of his mana, and the next turn I'm playing 6/6, which will bump it up back to a 6/6, and then I can hit him again. He's down to 11. I feel like putting the pressure on is good. And if he doesn't have Consecration, well, then he's just, like, totally boned here. He can basically kill one of my creatures and another one, but that's it. Alright, he's going to play it. Sword of Justice. That's a very, very strong weapon. I would say that here it's actually not that great.
Not on my watch.
I really don't think it's that good here. He needs Taunt. He needs Taunt. He needs to deal with this. He needs to kill my creatures. He's even spending one of the precious durabilities to do that. Okay, so he can kill a couple more creatures. That was actually pretty decent. I mean, he leaves my guy relatively little, and his guy's relatively big. And he's got a secret, of course. So, let's see what the best way is to pump my guy. I think this is just really good.
Behold the might of storm.
Let's see if it's another Noble Sacrifice. Of course it's another Noble Sacrifice. Of course. Like, I wasn't even playing around it being humility, because I just don't care. I'm so sure it's Noble Sacrifice. I feel like Paladin secrets are not one of the better designed elements of this game. I always attack with this last. Oops. Bah.
For killing.
Alright, let's just whack him. He should be at 8 life, which hopefully won't matter. But it may. I really should have been... Oh my god, what am I doing? Oh my god, I'm terrible. I always trade first before I attack with my Frostwolf. He should be down at like 7 health. Oops. That could be the game, potentially, if he manages to address the pair of 6/6s that are on the board right now. He's gotten 5 cards. Plenty he could do. But if he doesn't kill this outright... very good, very good. He can kill it outright. Very nice, that's a good answer. So this guy actually, if he had been at 7, that would have made all the difference. Yes, he can kill them both now, of course. Okay, fair enough. Oh man, that misplay might come back to haunt me. Alright, so he spent all of his mana clearing everything, but I have the advantage because I was on the play, so I have more mana to spend, and I get to play stuff back first. Let's put down big things. So yeah, if I had played the Frostwolf, attacked with the Frostwolf correctly, this would already be lethal damage. As it is, I need the Wolf in order for this to be lethal damage. Can he put down a taunt? It's really, or taunt or removal is really the only thing that matters at this stage. Consecration will not do it unless he has spell power.
Let me think.
Consecration and whacking me will not do it either, because then he's still getting hits. Although then he will survive even after the wolf, because this creature won't be buffed by the wolf, so it won't be. I'll be losing 1 point of damage essentially. All right, let's see what he's gonna do. He's thinking, so at least it's not an easy solution, whatever his solution is.
Get in there and fight!
Wow, what is that? I don't understand. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, it looks like we're gonna have a change of plans here. I'm going to be doing this. Well, let's see. I can deal 9 damage, bring him back down to 6, but then he can like start. Actually, I think this is fine. I mean, this is what I would do anyway. He could kill this, but leave my tiger alive. But then he could potentially buff this guy and kill my tiger. Yeah, we need to do some trading, I think. This actually, I'm fine. He's gonna do this trade, so I'm okay with that. We'll hit him with that thing, and then play this. I really should have dealt that 2 extra damage. Could have made all the difference. Not a big fan of the Guardian of Kings. I feel like if you're playing him to try to catch up, you're really in trouble. Alright, so he has 5 cards on the screen, I have 4, so he's a little bit ahead, and he gets to play first. So I'd actually say he's doing pretty well here. If he can just kill my creatures, he's totally fine. Oh no! He can totally kill my creatures. Luckily, thanks to the Variable Alpha, I'll be able to do this trade. Oh yeah, that's good. I'll be able to do the trade and draw a card. Oh my god, does he have another Noble Sacrifice? Well, if he has it, he has it. Okay, at least it's not another Noble Sacrifice. Oh my god. It's probably the Humility. What do I want to be humble? Probably this? Yeah, it's Humility. That's fine. He has nothing on them at the moment that can kill it unless he plays Consecration. I don't want to play the Dwarf just yet. Well, actually, hang on. Do I? Maybe I do want to play the Dwarf. That would put him at, let's see, 4. I would put him at, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to play the Dwarf right now. Normally, I don't want to play a buff on my turn. But this means that he's dead, so since I'm kind of behind on cards, he keeps getting to play with cards in his hand. I just want to put him at that point. Hammer of Wrath. The Humility hurts. Gets to draw another card. He is not dead anymore because I didn't do enough damage because I attacked it in the wrong order with my Frostwolf. So that's unfortunate. And now I still have a Hammer of Wrath in here, and I think both True Silver Champions. Oh, he has it himself. No, that's bad. Alright, so I still have both True Silver Champions here. And he's gonna lose some health from that. He's going down to 9. Alright, and I'm gonna hit him for 6, down to 3, True Silver Champion, yeah! Alright, so this is setting a bad example for kids, because I'm making mistakes and not having to pay for them. But hey, here's my inaugural 9-win Paladin Arena. Alright. And I hit level 21. It's the icing on the cake. Alright, that was a very good game. I think the best game of this arena was against that mage. That was a really, really epic game. I don't even know how long this video is. I might have to break it up into 2. Alright, let's see what my 9 gold prize is. There's my entry fee. 60 gold. Oh, yes! I get 2 entry fees! That's so fantastic. And a gold Defias Ringleader. Yeah, baby. That way, when you coin it on turn 1 as a rogue, it's just that much more annoying. Alright, let's open up 2 packs. I played an arena before this that I didn't record, so let's see what I got. Oh, more like Suck Keeper, am I right? Okay, that was a pretty lame pack. Let's take a look. I'm really hoping for Blizzards, Pyroblasts. Nope. Nope. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope that you enjoyed this arena. I now have my next 2 entry fees paid for, so my infinite streak keeps going. And I love Paladins even more now, so definitely they're one of my 4 favorite classes. Those would be Druid, Paladin, Shaman, and Mage. Although Druid has been kind of tapering off, so maybe it's just Paladin, Shaman, Mage. Let's go ahead and take a sneak peek at the next arena. I have a choice between Paladin or Mage. That's what we're going to have next time. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. If you enjoyed this video, please like and or subscribe, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Till then.